Hey, how y'all doing out there? Back at you giving another video. Today I'd like to just share with you why I love the OnePlus 7T Pro. Now, I gotta tell you, like out of all the devices I have, this is my second favorite device. I simply just love this device. Now, I know there's plenty of OnePlus 7 or OnePlus skeptics out there that, they're just not that familiar with OnePlus, and, maybe they just don't want to mess with it because it's not Apple, it's not LG, it's not Samsung, it's not Google, and you're just not sure about OnePlus. But I'm just here to tell you, you're not going to understand how great this phone is until you actually get it in your hand and actually use it. Because I'm telling you right now, this is a great, great device. Now, unfortunately, it is missing some things that I prefer to have on my devices, but still, it's a great device. And I'm not going to even get into things that I don't like. I've already did that with my review. I already did that with a review I just did not too long ago about, how I was faring with the device in 2020. So I already went over that. I'm just going to tell you all the reasons why I love this device. All right. First thing I love about this device is the display. Now, of course, Samsung made the display for them, but I'm just telling you, this display is great. It's a 6.67 inch Quad HD AMOLED 90 hertz fluid display with a pixel density of 516. Okay, this phone has no bezels at all. It has the colors pop, the blacks are super black, and it's HDR10 plus compatible. This display is absolutely beautiful. Beautiful. I love this display. It's outstanding. Now, I did turn the brightness way down because it'll get too bright for the camera, but I'm telling you, you will love this display. And think about this, no notch, no cutout, no nothing. It's all display. So you will love this display, and I know that's one of the biggest things I love about this device. It's all display, and it's a Quad HD AMOLED display, and it's a 90 hertz fluid display. And let me just say real quick, and I think I did this on one of my videos, a while ago, when I was saying that 90 hertz is not a big deal. I don't see the real difference between 60 and 90 all that much. I mean, I said, you can see a little faster with the scrolling, but it's not that big of a deal. But I have to retract because the more I've used this phone with the 90 hertz, especially when I'm scrolling or doing certain things, I mean, I miss it when I don't have it. And I didn't think I would. I kind of was saying that the 90 hertz thing was overrated, but I'm here to tell you it's not overrated. Once you go to 90 hertz, you're not going to want to go back to 60, honestly. And I know there's some people out there that may not think it's a big deal, honestly, but you don't understand it until you actually get it in your hand and actually use it. Because there's a lot of people out there that shrug off things until they actually experience it, and then they be like, oh wow, okay, now I understand. So don't quickly just dismiss things, especially things that you haven't tried or used, because you don't know unless you try it. So the 90 hertz is the real deal. Now, I will say this really quick. I've had a phone, I think it was the Asus ROG2. It had the capability of running 90 and 120 hertz. Now, I'm going to tell you, and I'm just being completely honest with you, I did not see a difference between the 90 and the 120 hertz. I didn't see any difference. It seemed like it was the same to me. So in some instances, I think really things are just numbers, because right now everybody's trying to rush out to do 120 hertz displays. Like they just skip right over 90, just going straight to 120 hertz. Now, like I said, I have not noticed the difference between 90 and 120. I just haven't. So, but starting out, with the newer phones, putting 120 hertz on there, people will be like, oh yeah, that's just the highest. Let's go with 120. Not realizing it's not that big of a difference between the 90 and the 120. It's just not. But that's also a way to be able to charge people more money. Instead of doing 90, you go straight to 120. So I can charge you more money because it's 120. So I'm just going to tell you, just from my experience, I didn't see a big difference between 90 and 120. I just didn't. All right. So the display is the first thing that I absolutely love about this phone. And for me, the display is one of the most important things on a smartphone, because that's the thing you're interacting with all of the time. And who wants to open up a phone and look at a dull, crappy looking display? I mean, I know I don't. That's just me. Now, I know some people don't care that much, and there's a lot of people out there that keeps their displays very, very dim, to the point where I don't even know how they can see anything. But for me, I like my display at 100% brightness or close to it, because I want to see the beauty of it. And this is a beautiful display. You're going to love this display. You really are. All right. So the next thing that I absolutely love about this device is the build quality. The build quality on this phone is great. It really is. I mean, it has a little matte finish on the back. It has a nice premium feel to it, a premium weight. It's not too light. It's not too heavy. It's right in the middle. The build quality on this phone is excellent. Excuse me. You got Gorilla Glass 5. You have that aluminum frame. It's a premium device, no question about it. If you're the kind of person that likes to use their phone without a case, you're going to love the way this phone feels in your hand. And it's comfortable in your hand as well. So it's not going to stab you in the hand. It's not has sharp edges, nothing like that. It's going to be very comfortable, and it's made with premium material. So you're going to love the build quality of this device. I know I do. Next thing, the dual stereo speakers. Now, could they just be a little louder with a little bit more fuller sound? Yeah. But just overall quality of sound and loudness, they're very, very good. Now, they're not quite as good to me as my Note 8, my Note 10 Plus, but they're right behind them. Like, they sound really good. They really do. I just need them to have more of a full sound and just a little more volume, and then I will be, it'd be perfect. But you're still going to love the dual stereo speakers on this device because they sound great. They really do. You're not going to have any trouble when you listen to media content or anything like that, whether it's listening to the music or whether it's watching a movie, streaming a video. You're going to love the dual speakers. Now, I'm the type of person, I don't really like to use headphones a lot, especially I don't like to look at movies or videos with headphones on at all. I'm the type of person, I like to just turn my, just go to a video or whatever and just look at it and just hear the speakers. Now, if I'm listening to music, I prefer to use headphones because I can get my headphones really deep into my ear and I can get the kind of sound I want. Because I don't get the kind of sound I want just listening to the speakers outright with music. Not this particular device. Now, I have like my Pixel has a nice has a different full sound to it, the 3A XL. Now that I can listen to without headphones. But this one, the sound is just a little different, so I prefer to use headphones. But as far as just videos, definitely don't want to use headphones. I just like to listen to the speakers outright because they sound great. All right, next thing, face unlock. Now, OnePlus has always had face unlock on lock for a long time. I mean, they really have. Other companies finally have stepped up and gotten, just as fast as they are now. But OnePlus has always had excellent face unlock. I mean, so fast in some of their devices where you don't even see the lock screen at all. Now, this one is a little different because it's a pop-up selfie. But I'm here to tell you it's extremely fast, it's smooth, and it's 100% accurate. Let me see if I can give you a demonstration. Let's see. Well, I'm going to have to turn it a little bit. All right, so let me do it again. Now, you see how fast it came up and went down? Now, I am trying to do this behind the camera, so let me get my face around here a little bit more so it can see me. See that? Just up and down, like with the quickness. So, I'm telling you, you're not even seeing the lock screen. Hold up, let me show you. I mean, barely. You see the lock screen for like maybe less than a half a second. So, the face unlock is the truth. It's the real deal on this device. You're going to love that. Now, I'm going to tell you, don't be concerned about the durability of this because I believe it's really excellent. Like, you don't have to use it all the time. Of course, you can use your you can use the in-display fingerprint sensor as well. But I'm telling you, if you want to use that face unlock because you like that pop-up selfie camera, because a lot of people ain't walking around with a camera that pops up out of the phone. And with the camera popping up out of the phone, it gives you an all display device, which I'm telling you, you're not going to understand how much you'll love that until you actually get it in your hand and start watching movies and there's absolutely no bezels on it. So I'm trying to tell you, the pop-up selfie camera is great. It has fall detection. So if the phone senses it's falling, it'll retract the camera immediately. And it's very durable. They lifted a central block with it. It's very, very durable. And I think they said it's good for like 350,000 up and downs. So I think you'll be fine with it, honestly. Now, I don't use it a whole lot. I use the fingerprint sensor because as soon as I pick up the phone, that's the first thing I see. And my thumb is right there. So why even bother pressing the power button when I could just put my finger on the fingerprint sensor? So a lot of times I don't use it, but every now and then when I just don't want to use the fingerprint sensor and I just want to see that camera come up and go down, I'll just hit the power button. So you got options. You don't have to use it every time. You just don't. But I'm telling you now, you will love the fingerprint sensor. I mean, sorry, you're going to love the face unlock on this device because it's awesome. Now, I have a phone in the Xiaomi Mi 9T. Fingerprint sensor gives you a nice animation, with colors and sounds, but it ain't touching this phone as far as just speed. It's just not even in the same neighborhood, just not at all. So you're going to love the face unlock on this device. All right. Next thing, the in-display fingerprint sensor. It's another thing I absolutely love about this device. It's very accurate and it's very fast. So you just got to double tap, which I hate, but it is what it is. Put your finger on it, it pops right open. So you just double tap, boom, it's open. Now, that's what I forgot to mention. I apologize. Also, when you activate the face unlock, when you double tap, it'll automatically activate the face unlock. So basically, before you even get a chance to put your finger down, it's going to open the phone. So like I said, if you don't want to use the face unlock, you're going to have to disable it, because every time you double tap, you're going to activate not only the screen for the fingerprint sensor, you're going to activate the face unlock as well. So you will have to disable the face, the pop-up camera if you don't want to use it. Cause see, if you see how it popped up at the top, see, so it's gonna give you both options. But to me, before you get a chance to even put your finger on there, it's already going to open up the device. But this thing is flawless. This fingerprint sensor is flawless. Only thing I wish it had an always on display where you could always see the fingerprint sensor there and you could just press it. I hate having to double tap the screen. Because like with my Samsung, I just like to be able to, all I got to do, because it's always on and the fingerprint sensor is always there, all I got to do is just put my finger on. I don't have to double tap. And I like to be able to see the time. So not having it always on display is a disappointment, but you can see how fast that fingerprint sensor is, okay? They make one of the best in-display fingerprint sensors in the business. Actually, it's a lot better than my Samsung, my Note 10 Plus. It just is, and it's a whole lot more reliable. With the Samsung, it is an ultrasonic as opposed to this one that's an optic. But with Samsung, sometimes you just get times where you ain't pressing hard enough, you didn't do this or you didn't do that. It could just be a little annoying. This fingerprint sensor, I have no issues with it whatsoever. None. Okay? All right. Next thing I love about this device is the button placement. The button placement on this device. Now, Samsung, for some reason, I think they're starting to get it together now, but for some reason, like with the especially with the S10, they had the power button like way up here. Like, why would you do that? Like, it makes no sense. And then they had the volume buttons way up here too. I don't understand it, but OnePlus put everything in the best possible position. Look, see where my thumb is? That's the power button. And that's absolutely comfortable. Like, that's perfect. That's where it should be. There's no reason why it should be way up here. Like, that makes no sense at all. And especially because Samsung doesn't give you the ability to double tap to sleep their display. Now you could double tap to wake it, but you can't double tap to sleep it. So if you're not even giving me the option to double tap to sleep it, why would you put the power button way up there? Put it somewhere where I could easily reach it, where it's easily reachable. And it's easily reachable right here, and the volume buttons are right here. They're just slightly above the power button. And then of course you got your alert slider. Now alert slider is not a big deal to me because, and the only reason why I'm saying it's nice that it's there, but it's not that big of a deal to me because I keep my phone on vibrate 365 days a year. So I don't need to go from silent to ring to vibrate. I don't need to do that because I keep it on vibrate. But it's cool that it's there, especially for those that actually use it and, you know, use it a lot far as like keep going back and forth between the modes. All right. So button placement, it does matter. It's a big deal. Just especially like with Samsung with the Note 10 Plus, they put the power button on the left. So I'm glad OnePlus didn't do anything stupid like that. Keep it on the right, because I'm not hating on left-handed people. I'm just saying there are just more right-handed people in the world than there are lefties. Now, I'm not hating on lefties at all. But when Samsung has always put the power button on the right-hand side, why would you all of a sudden just put it on the left? It just didn't make any sense to me. Okay. All right. So the next thing I absolutely love about this device is the battery life. Now we have here a 4080 milliamp battery, and I'm gonna tell you it's not always about the numbers, because there are other phones that have big giant batteries and the battery life is not that great. But with this device, this battery life is A1. You're gonna, like, on a light to medium usage, you get in 2 days easy. Medium to heavy, you get in a day and a half easily. A full day, at the end of a full day, you might have about, I think on average when I'm using it hard, after a full day, I have like, and this is using it heavy, I'll say between 65% and 50% battery. And I'm talking 100% brightness. I'm talking about everything going. The way they optimize the battery on this phone is just unbelievable. I wish they would give their technology to Samsung. Not that my Note 10 Plus gets bad battery life, but it just doesn't compare, because Samsung only promise you a full day. They just do. You know, this phone will get you 2 days easily. Like, it's not even a struggle, because what helps to also, besides the optimization, because that's the main thing that helps this phone, but the standby time also on this phone is excellent. So basically, if you're not really using this phone, it's not going to use battery. And that's the thing that I can't understand after all these years, why Samsung can't get it together when it comes to standby time. That battery, that phone still, their devices still drain battery even when you don't use the phone. Like, literally. Like, you'll just sit it down, won't use it for like an hour or so. Next thing you know, you come back, you only got you lost 4 to 5% battery. Like, I don't understand that. But with LG and with OnePlus and also with Apple, if you don't use the phone, you're not basically using any battery. So I wish they would get it together with the standby time, but you're going to love the battery life on this phone. It is outstanding. No battery anxiety whatsoever. It's outstanding. Trust me when I tell you. The next thing I like about this device, not like, but love, is the 30-watt warp charging. Think about this. From 0 to 70% in 30 minutes. That's insane. I love that. Now, I know there's other companies now that are going up to 50 watts and 65 watts. You know, it's like everybody's in a hurry. Nobody wants to be patient. Nobody wants to wait. That's just the way society is today. But 30 watts or Samsung's 25 watt is fast enough, because you got to realize the quicker you keep charging these batteries, you could wear them down faster, because when you're charging them that fast, they heat up. And I believe when you keep charging them that fast and they're heating up like that, you're going to depreciate the battery even faster. At least that's what I believe. I really do believe that. And that's not good, especially because you can't take the battery out the phone anymore. Now, all batteries are sealed in. So at least I don't mind that if the battery is going to depreciate faster. And if I have the option to change it out, it's not a big deal, but they don't give you that option. So basically, you keep using it at these super warp speeds, and it's getting hot, and you depreciate a lot faster. then you'll have to end up going out and getting another phone because the battery life is not going to be as great over the long term, especially if you're the type of person that want to keep your phone for maybe 2 or 3 years. And I know there are plenty of people out there that do that, especially now because the prices of these newer devices are just out of control. Like for the really good premium ones, the ones with all the bells and whistles, the prices are outrageous. So people are holding on to their phones a lot longer and upgrading less. And manufacturers need to understand and realize that people are not going to keep paying these ridiculous prices for these devices. They're just not going to do it. And the prices will end up, they're going to end up dropping and depreciate even faster. And then that's when I say, if you really want a premium device, if you want that flagship device, just wait, be patient. The price is going to drop, guaranteed. And then go get it for the price that you're willing to pay, the price that you can live with. Okay. All right, so you're going to love the warp charger. Now, I also failed to mention, you could also go from 0 to 100% in 110 minutes. Okay? 110 minutes. So that's just an hour and 10 minutes, if I'm saying that right. I know it's an hour and 10 minutes. I'll say it that way. Hour and 10 minutes. That's crazy fast. So even if your battery, you on one of them days where you're using 4K video and you're gaming a lot and you drain the battery, just plug it up to their charger and boom, you back in business in no time. So you're going to love that warp charger. All right, next thing I love about this device is the speed and the smoothness of the software. Now, this phone does come with the Snapdragon 855 Plus and, of course, Oxygen OS. So I'm just telling you, the software experience on this phone is unbelievable. Okay. It's so silky smooth. It's buttery smooth. You're not going to understand that until you pick it up and use it. Now, I have a Note 10 Plus and it's smooth too, but it's not quite as buttery smooth or fast as this OnePlus. The OnePlus is just a little bit faster. It just is. Now, I'm not saying that's the biggest deal in the world, but it depends on who you are. If you're the kind of person that wants a phone that's super responsive and super fast, this is the phone that you want. Not that the Note 10 Plus is a slouch. It's not. I'm not saying it because that's my favorite phone. But this phone is definitely faster. It just is. Okay, it has the 855 Plus. My Note 10 Plus has the 855, and it's going to be faster. It's like I think 10% faster. Now, for some of you, you don't care about that. You could care less. As long as the phone is fast, I'm good. It don't have to be faster than this phone. Now, I never thought it was a big deal either. But, man, when you're trying to go in and out and get stuff done real fast, some people use their phone just like that. They want to go in and out of it, applications super, super fast. You're going to be able to do that with this phone with ease. Okay? It is ridiculously fast and it's buttery smooth, and that 90 hertz refresh rate just adds to the pleasure and the enjoyment of the software experience on this device. So I love the software. Now, Oxygen OS, the reason why I love this now, for those stock Android purists out there that love stock Android and always bragging about stock Android, and they need a phone that has more of a stock Android feel and all this. I hear that a lot. I don't care about none of that stuff. I prefer a phone with tons and tons of features because that's the kind of person I am. I'm a feature-rich smartphone user. I want features. I want to have fun. I want to be able to make a lot of changes to my phone. That's me. But this phone, even though it's stock Android to a greater degree than my Note 10 Plus, it is very customizable because of Oxygen OS. OnePlus has come a long way to make the phone a lot more customizable. So if I had to pick between the Pixel and this phone as far as stock Android, if I was just going stock Android direction, I'm going with the OnePlus because it's way more customizable than the Pixel and you're going to get more features. If that matters to you. If it don't matter to you, then I'd say just stick with the Pixel. If you just want bone stock, naked, stock Android. If that's all you want, then I say go with the Pixel. But as far as customization, I'm going with the Pixel. Plus, the Pixel is a little bit faster and smoother than the Pixel phones. And of course, I had the Pixel 4 XL, so I know what I'm talking about. Now that was my experience. This phone was just faster. So I love the software experience on this device. Next thing I love, the 8 gigs of RAM and the 256 gigs of internal memory. I love that because it holds a lot of apps in the background open, and also 256 gigs is a perfect starting point for a premium device. Like 128 to me ain't cutting it no more, even though that's not bad. But 256 to me is the sweet spot. That's the sweet spot for storage on a premium device. Now, maybe on these lesser mid-range and budget phones, okay, I'm okay with 128. But for the premium phones, the phone that you got to pay over $700 for, definitely should be at 256. That's just my opinion. Okay. So I love the 256 gigs of internal memory, and the RAM management on this phone is very, very good. Next thing I love about this device is the future software and security updates. This phone, when it came out last year, it came out with Android 10. And OnePlus supports their phones for 3 years. So I'm going to get Android 11, Android 12, and Android 13. So in the long run, my phone is going to be good for the next 3 years. And for a lot of you out there, that's important. Software is important. You know, the optimization and all that stuff and all the improvements and whatever they add, you're going to get that with this device because they support their phones 3 years. Now, Samsung really, especially for the money they be charging, which is out, you know, these days outrageous. You know, I'm talking about their flagship phones. The prices are just outrageous. But for them to be as popular as they are, and I know how many phones they sell, they should definitely support their phones longer, at least 3 years minimum. Of course, Apple is still the king with 5 years of updates, and I'm very impressed, even though I don't like iOS, but I've always been very impressed with Apple willing to support their phones for so long. But Samsung needs to step it up, and they need to support their phones longer than 2 years. 2 years is a joke to me, especially for the money they charge for their devices. 3 years they need to be putting on their phones new software updates. 2 is just not acceptable. I don't like that. Okay, so you're gonna love the fact that this thing is going to give you 3 years of OS software updates and security updates. They're very good at it, and usually they get their software updates right after the Pixel, right after Google puts their out for their phone, because of course they make the Pixel. Then OnePlus gets it quickly thereafter, and everybody gets it at the same time. That's even better than Samsung as well. I just gotta keep it real. All right. So if software updates and getting the latest version of Android is important to you, you're not going to have that issue with this device at all, because you're going to get that. All right. And the next and final thing I absolutely love about this device is the camera. Now, I know the camera is something on this phone that has hurt it over the years, but it just depends on the person. Like, everybody sees things different when it comes to photo quality and all this. And, you know, every what looks good to me may not look good to you. What look good to me, you know, may not look good to me, may look good to you. Everybody sees things different when it comes to photos. Now, they have come a long way with their photo and video, and I like it. I think they make very good cameras. They're not in the elite category, but they're getting there. They're getting really, really close because they're constantly making updates and improvements to their camera software. And I like that because they're still reaching, you know, trying to get in within that the top 5 best cameras out there. They're trying to get there, and I appreciate that. And for me, in this device, I don't have any issues with the photo quality. I don't. They've definitely improved, because when I had the OnePlus 7 Pro, it still took really great pictures, but I could tell with the color and certain things, they went a little too far with the color reproduction. You know, I noticed little subtle things, not the biggest things, because I kind of compared it to my Note, and I saw some subtle differences. Not that big to say, oh, it looks terrible. No, not at all. But overall, since then, now with this model, they've updated the camera a few times, so it's definitely better. Like, I would say it's number 6 when I say the top 10. I say number 6 because it's definitely out there. And you got your telephoto, you got your 48 megapixel, you got your ultra wide 16 megapixel. So, and then you got that selfie camera that is definitely even better now than it was earlier when I had the 7 Pro. It's definitely updated. It takes very good, sharp, clear photos with the selfie. So they've come a long way, and I like the video quality and I like the photo quality on this device. Now, I'm not the biggest, like, I'm not some photographic guy where I'm heavily into photography. I'm not. I just know what looked good to me. I just know what looks good to me. And I like the photo quality and the video quality of this device. All right. So hopefully if you get it and you test it, you'll like it as well. But those are all the things that I absolutely love about this OnePlus 7T Pro. This is a great device. Now, I know the OnePlus 8 Pro is out there, and now you're getting IP68 water and dust resistance. You're getting wireless charging, 30-watt wireless charging. You're getting reverse wireless charging. You know, some of the things that people have been waiting for the longest time, they're finally getting. They're getting even louder speakers. You know, so they've definitely stepped up and made some improvements. Also, the price has stepped up too. So now the starting price for that phone is $900. And if you want the 12 gig, 256 gig model, you're going to have to pay $1,000. So still no expandable memory on that phone. Still no always on display, and no headphone jack. So now that stuff I just mentioned, that matters, especially that expandable memory and that always on display. That's a big deal to me. It just is. And I just hope, that's the only two things I'm waiting for them to add to their device. And I'm good. Like, okay, no headphone jack. That's just, it is what it is with that. I just have to live with that. But always on display and expandable memory, if they add those two things to the phone, I'm good. I'm good, because they give me. Now, I wasn't expecting reverse wireless charging on this one that just came out. I was expecting wireless charging, but definitely not reverse. And then with the wireless charging, 30 watts, like, you can basically charge that phone from 0 to 50% in 30 minutes. That's crazy. Now, of course, you got to buy the charger from OnePlus in order to get those type of speeds, but that's just crazy. Like, that's just knocking it right out of the park. Like, Samsung had fast wireless charging for many years now, but it ain't never been that fast. Not no 30 watts. So that I give a lot of kudos to OnePlus on that. I really do. But I'm gonna tell y'all right now, what I tell you to upgrade from the 7T Pro, if you have it, to the 8 Pro, I'm going to say no. But I'll say, if the only reason why I would say to upgrade to the 8 Pro is if you just got it like that, far as your money, because it is an expensive device. It's much more expensive than this. You can get this phone around between, I think, $500 and $600 now, as opposed to that phone is almost $1,000. But if you need wireless charging, some people don't care about that. If you need reverse wireless charging, if you need the IP68 water and dust resistance, okay, if you need louder speakers, if you need the newest processor and GPU, if you just have to have that, then I'll say go to an upgrade. But if you don't need any of those things I just mentioned, and you're content with this as far as everything I mentioned that I loved about it, then I'll say keep this. There's no reason, because and then you're going to get 3 years. This phone is going to be upgraded for the next, it's good with the Android updates for the next 3 years. So it ain't like this phone is going to get old and you're not going to be up to date as far as the software is concerned, because it's not true. 3 years. So I would say definitely keep this device. But like I said, if you need the IP68 water and dust resistance, and you want the fast wireless charger and the reverse wireless charger and improved cameras and all that, if you need that, because it's still, that phone has a quad HD display. This has a quad HD display. So there's not that many changes from that phone to this one. It's not. You have a bigger battery also, but you're gonna get 2 days on this. So it's, like I said, the main things is the IP68 water and dust resistance, the wireless charging, and the reverse wireless charger. Other than that, I would keep this device. I just would not upgrade. But it's up to you. It's your money. So I'm sorry, y'all. It wasn't even meant for this video to be this long, but sometimes it just goes down like that. But that was all the reasons why I absolutely love the OnePlus 7T Pro, and it's definitely my second favorite phone that I have. And even when I put it down for like a few days, I just can't wait to put my SIM card back in it and start using it again, because I just love the silky smoothness of the software, the display, the build quality, and the battery. Those are things I love the most. All right. So thanks again for taking the time to view this content. I do appreciate it. A special thanks and shout out to all my subscribers. Hope you guys are keeping safe during this time, and my prayers are with you and your loved ones. God bless you all. I'll check you guys out in the next one. Peace.